Oh, what a beautiful morning again. The sun is coming out after a cloudy morning, but we're here to greet it, to enjoy it, its brilliance, and let us pay adorations to Surya Narayan. Om Bhara Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhurabhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. What a beautiful morning again, and we have to thank the Lord for consciousness, for being for manifesting itself so that we can worship Him. And Mother Earth and the 5 elements, Mother Earth, as she's blooming, she's supporting the flowers and the trees, and the birds are chirping, and the life food chain is going on. Then we want to pay adorations to water. Water, oh my, such a beautiful thing that water is so essential. Water is invigorating. Without water, we cannot survive. It is element. Adorations to Ganga Ma. And then we want to say adorations to Surya Narayan. Fire, that ball of fire that it sends its 93 million miles away. It comes down its sun rays to keep us warm and happy and keep us alive and keep our planetary system in place. And we want to pay adorations to air. Without air, nothing can survive. Either one of these elements, we cannot survive. And space is so subtle. The subtlest of the elements, but without everything exists in space. But can we describe space? No, because it's so subtle. And imagine that consciousness is supporting all of space. With a small fraction of itself, consciousness, manifestation. How powerful that consciousness is. So this is how we move from the growth of earth, where we can use most of the senses, and then we move gradually into space, where we cannot describe it, and then we move into consciousness. Those are murtis that we worship, the murtis that are in us, and the murtis that is supported by consciousness in us. We are the greatest murti. Let's pay adorations to this murti and treat it as such. Anyway, this morning it's because of Sunday morning, and traditionally we will go into the mandir, and one of the things, the sacrifice that we'll do is the Havan Yajna. So let us do a little preparation for this Havan Yajna. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Hari Om Shanti Shanti Hari Om. Om. Let's chant some mantra to adore fire. Om Agni Jyoti Jyoti Ragni Swaha. Om Surya Jyoti Jyoti Surya Swaha. In the essence of time, we'll just do short mantras, and then we want to do mantra for all the deities. And the first deity we want to do is Ganesh-ji, because he's the one that removes all the obstacles in our path. Om Ayanta Yirmayatma Jata Vedastine Dhasva Vardasva Cheda Vardaya Chashman Prajaya Pashubi Brahma Varchase Anana Dena Samedaya Swaha Idam Agnaye Jata Vedase Idam Namama. Join with me now as we pay adorations to Lord Shiva and all the incarnations of Shiv Bhagwan, including Hanumanji and Swami Parameshananda, Yaji Shankaracharya. Om Ayanta Irmayatma Jata Vedastine Dhasva Vardasva Cheda Vardaya Chashman Prajaya Pashubi Brahma Varchase Nanadhena Samedhaya Swaha Idam Agnaye Jata Vedase Idam Namamam. adorations to Vishnu Bhagwan and all the incarnations of Vishnu Bhagwan, including Bhagwan Sri Ram, Bhagwan Sri Krishna, the Buddha. And for us at Bharat SEVASHRAM Sheng, we like to include incarnation, Swami Parameshananda ji. Om ayanta idmayatma jata vedastine dasva vardasva cheda vardaya chashman prajaya pashubi brahma varchase ananadena samedaya swaha idam agnaye jata vedasedam namama. Oh Vishnu Bhagwan, this is not for me, this is for you and all your manifestations. And then we go to Mother Durga. She's Adi Devi and all the female deities, Lakshmi Ma, Saraswati Ma, and all the other deities. Om ayanta idmayatma jata vedastine dhasva vardasva chedha vardaya chashman prajaya pashubi brahma varchase ananadhena samedaya swaha idam agnaye jata vedase idam namama. And there we go to Surya Narayan, who we're looking right now. Surya Narayan and all the planets that goes around Surya Narayan, including our Mother Earth. Om ayanta idmayatma jata vedastine dhasva vardasva chedha vardaya chashman prajaya pashubi brahma varchase ananadena samedaya swaha idam agnaye jata vedase idam namama. Now that we pay adorations to all the murtis, all the deities, and in this mandir that has no walls, the mandir is made up of the 5 murtis of manifestation of consciousness, earth, water, fire, air and space. The mandir has no ceiling. How blessed that we are so in one with God, His manifestation. And we are so blessed also that when He is inside of us as our very own life. So this morning, let us worship this murti of ours more than any other murti. Keep it clean, watch what we put inside, keep it, dress it up nicely. These are all nice things that are reminders. This morning, this Havan is a sacrifice. That these mantras that we chant, they have one mantra, and these are the homas we give adorations to. So in line with that, I just want to bring in a nice Geeta sloka. This is in chapter 18, verse 5. And it goes like this. Arjuna, Krishna Bhagavan is talking to Arjuna and all of us. Yagya dana tapas chaiva tapas karma nachajam karma eva tat yagya dana tapas chaiva pavanami manishinam. Let's try it again. Yagya dana tapas karma nyatjajam karmam eva tat yagyo danam tapas chaiva pavanami manishinam. Arjuna, acts of yagya, sacrifice, gifts, and austerity should not be given up. Sacrifice, charity, and austerity purify even the wise and sustain the lives of the wise. And how beautiful it is that in these times we all have to make sacrifice for the welfare of others, sacrifice in making sure everyone in times of COVID all over the world. And even the government is making sacrifice of America, that it's giving money. There is the state unemployment and the federal unemployment of $600 a week for those who are collecting the unemployment. But it is found out that this giving is not real a sacrifice, but people are abusing the money. It wasn't for the intended money to go for the welfare of the country. So now they're reconsidering it to reduce it. So there's a battle going on between the Republicans and the Democrats. But anyway, this is politics, and we should try to stay away from it, but when it affects us, because money is the source of all evil, and it should be used for the intended purposes. Now this sloka is talking about this yagya. Now, it is like this, you know, the butterfly, before it becomes a butterfly, it is in a cocoon. It builds a cocoon, and then it will stay there, and when it's the right time, it will come out, and the butterfly will be free, flying away. In the cocoon, the caterpillar in the cocoon is like us being under the shackles of mundane life. In other words, we're having experiences, and these experiences, we have to choose what they are. We have to choose experiences that will set us free, and not experiences that will keep us in a stage of bondage. In other words, with human effort, we should be wanting to have a relationship with God. This is our purpose in life. We must have that craving to have a relationship with God. That is an innate quality in us. God has given us, consciousness has given us that quality already. So we don't have to think that we have to look for it somewhere else. So this is like we should choose experiences, good things, that we should do this austerity, we should do charity, we should do sacrifice, and then eventually we'll be breaking out of this cocoon, and then we fly like a butterfly. We'll be moving from the mundane plane, and be going on to the divine plane. We'll be closer to God. We become God-like, and you know, but we have to watch that to sustain the spiritual life. Swamiji's in particular, they have to continue this to sustain their spiritual life, the sacrifice. I can remember being at Swamiji, this BHARAT SEVASHRAM is an ashram of sacrifice that the monks and other ashrams too, and other individuals also, other religions also, it's not exclusive of Hinduism or BHARAT SEVASHRAM under the guidance of Swami Parameshananda ji, that his reformation of India is sacrifice, that sacrifice in all levels. So when we come and we fly like a butterfly, how do we sustain our lives? You know, I get money from individuals, and this I become the intermediary, taking from donors and then giving it to the poor, the needy, the ones who need education, food and housing. And my donor, one in particular, he started out small, and he was giving, and he recognized after some time that his giving, he was getting bliss out of it, and his business was growing, so he continued to give. But he is very, very particular and very serious that his name should not be ever mentioned. At one time, even in a funeral home, I was talking about a close relative of him that passed away, and I was trying to say how good this family is, and I trying to mention his name. He came up from the back and he grabbed the microphone out of my hand. Swamiji, I told you not to mention what I'm doing. And he has given hundreds of thousands of dollars. And he says, my bliss is coming when I give. I expand. I don't want my name to be called name and fame. Now this is a sattvic giving. And there are others who give also, that if their names are not called in the company of say mandirs and places of gathering, they feel bad. Why is my name not being called? This is the rajasic giving, because they want to be still in the shackles of this mundane world. If you want to break out of the shackles, give. And those people, they shrink. The people who are in the rajasic, they want the name called. They're shrinking in their spiritual life. But the ones whose name don't want to be called and they give freely because they enjoy the bliss. They are fortified with self-reliance, self-respect, and self-confidence. Whereas the others, they are very shaky and they are looking for the outside compliments, name and fame. So, and then there are others who doesn't give. This is come under the lazy type. They did ever think of giving at all. They're the tamasic people. So today, even as we are sadhus and we have elevated ourselves, let us continue to give. It is a great time that BHARAT SEVASHRAM is doing so much tremendous work. Our Swamijis in Kolkata, they're braving and taking the risks. Some have got this COVID, but they've recovered. They don't have to do that, but they're giving out and giving food distribution. And our ashram in Nepal and an ashram in Assam and all parts of the world in India, they're continuing this work. And I know here in New York, I've been working with other groups to give out food to the needy. And this is my message this morning, that let's chant this sloka, and you can go and read it. It's chapter 18, verse 5, and you can read also 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then read it and do some work. And it goes like this: Yagya dana tapo tapa karma nyatyajam karman evatat yagyo dana tapaschaiva pavanami manishinam yagya dana tapas karma natyagam karman evatat yagno danam tapaschaiva pavanami manishinam. O Arjuna, acts of sacrifice, gifts, and austerity should never be given up. Sacrifice, charity, and austerity are purifying for all. And let us keep that in mind. And also, like I was doing the yoga and meditation this morning, we should also incorporate in our lives a daily routine of exercise. Preferably if you could do the Surya Namaskar, and do it as much as you can, because in that Surya Namaskar, all the exercise can be included there. And it's a prayer to Surya Narayan. And then when you're done with that, lie on your back and you do your meditation, and then you exit and you go into the earth atmosphere as energy and vibration. And then from all points of Mother Earth, earth atmosphere, you go into space, and then you'll be free from the body, mind, intellect, and ego identification, because then that will lead you into the vastness of consciousness. Oh, what a beautiful thing when you get a little taste of it. So make an effort. Human effort warrants God's grace. No effort, if you don't want to exercise the body, then you have to take the medicine. Medicine has side effects. It just destroys the body further. Try to stay away unless absolutely necessary to take medicine. But if you exercise the body, the nervous system, the digestive system, the circulatory system, the breathing system, all the lymphatic system, the immune system will be in peak performance, and you will be so ready for anything outside, disease that are coming from outside. But sometimes we get it and we have to take the medicine, but let us hope it doesn't come to that. This morning I would want to pray, and our prayer should be, oh God, oh consciousness, oh Gurudev, Swami Parameshananda, oh Christ, oh the Buddha, oh Lord Shiva, Mother Durga, whatever deity is, I want to be like you. Help me to rediscover that I'm consciousness. I'm already consciousness. It's inside of me. Help me to rediscover that. Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om. Why don't you take a few minutes, and now let us do meditation together. Look at the Lord Shiva fountain there, and meditate on that. Om Sri Guru Shivaya Namah. 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 Bolo Sisi Shankar Bhagwan ki jai. Bolo Sisi Swami Parameshananda Ji Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. Well, have a beautiful day and stay in that high place of consciousness. Struggle to be up there. How you do it? Yagya, dano, tapas. Sacrifice, donation, and austerity. Do those three things continuously. Hari Om Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om.